Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here.
They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
So out comes the Washington offense onto the field.
And they'll be let out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good...
And right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So now here are the Bears with excellent field position to start off. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play,
picking up the fumble, the natural inclination is to attack, go after them big. Sometimes what you just want to do is put the ball in the hands of one of your best players in one of their favorite plays and establish your dominance that way.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4, second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They're going to look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. He'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. He'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. And instead, it's 4th down.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff for Dobbins.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room, too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So they decline it, as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
The Chicago offense set to get started. Sitting in 1st place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point, and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Now back to throw. Wide open receiver, complete.
And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted.
Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further. So that one will be accepted. Now they try the right side here. And he'll get this one up to the 26. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. A huge play there for Washington.
Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. Back to throw. He wants it all for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on to kick it away. And he's getting a workout here in this 1st quarter as he gets it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Back to throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 23. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. This defense for the Bears, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Washington going to send out their punter,
as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That's taken on the 25. 35 yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
They have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right, and he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 38.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
To try here for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
2nd and 5. Going for the deep ball. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down.
He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends of what we've seen so far.
Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 31 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 28.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They hand off to their big tight end. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the 2nd quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 2.
And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain.
Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. Only able to work it to the 20 after the nice broken tackle. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
Well, that play really didn't fool them. They completed the screen pass, but for lost yardage, a really nice play by the defense.
Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And his kick is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it.
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And to be honest, this first half hasn't been anything they'd be really proud about. So they needed something like this to change their fortunes. Now they need to make sure they finish this one off, not just with points, but with a touchdown.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And they'll try the jet sweep here. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 6. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And the Bears are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Steps away to his left. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 2nd and 3. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back to throw now on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
from down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Back to throw again. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And his kick is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Washington football team on top.
As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Taken from about the 12. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
On second down, a run with Dobbins.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
And his top speed, as computed by Next Gen Stats, not bad. He was pushing 20 miles an hour.
Out of the gun now on third down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here comes the Bears punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
So here is Washington now to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Onto the field now come the Bears. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes...
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Down in this one, they needed that score, but they'll have to hold at least for the time being.
You're exactly right. Points that they had to have. As you said, they have to regroup now and see if they can get them another way.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. They'll lead the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Dobbins.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5.
They'll set up a throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Davis.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Dobbins will score. Touchdown, Chicago.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Washington offense set to take over again.
And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after 1 play, it appears that the answer is yes.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here that's complete. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on for the 5th time here today. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense.
And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Back to throw here. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And he's going to go down again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
3rd and long, he knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. A big kick that time, 52 yards.
So another drive coming up for this Washington offense.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll come out throwing here on and he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. In trouble, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on here to punt it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd and 5. Being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Second and 11 now.
They'll look to throw here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Able to shake him off. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Washington on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and a mile. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
That's pulled in at the 32. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. They'll drop to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off at the 46.
Okay, partner,
No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And a Washington offense heading out. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Here's 2nd and 8. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Maybe an important fourth quarter miss as this stays a 3-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a 3-point game. They get a drive, put it through the posts. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. On 2nd down now, Dobbins, a little juke, and he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
64 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Now Dobbins.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. He'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot. So what can they do to get closer now on 3rd down? Now back to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from the defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen. Broke off his pass rush, and they get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on.
A fourth quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3.
So out comes Washington's offense to take over. And they caught a break with that missed field goal. Instead of being tied, they now sit in the fourth quarter driver's seat, still up 3.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. 19 yards is the pickup there, but even with that, they're well short. It's 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Amazing, perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
They'll look to throw here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now here's a throw that's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll make it second down. They'll look to throw again. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Back to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a throw here to his running back, and he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. 3 yards the gain there, second down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Pick picked off right around the 43.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown.
So a pick six there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick six going the other way.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock.
After the pick six, they go right back to...
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. He's going to float this one deep right side. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A huge play there for Chicago. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Back to throw now on first down. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The Bears moving hastily in the hurry-up offense. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Extra point forthcoming. And the lead is down to a field goal now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
A tough one there. They certainly wanted that one. They needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
The Washington offense set to take over.
And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
So now the Bears down 27-24, a little over 40 seconds to go. Their undefeated season, it's in danger unless they can score here as they've got a 1st and 10. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.